What's up? It's Nepty reporting live from being sick as fuck. I already checked. It ain't the K-Rona, but man. I went to a family trip and there were children there. See, visiting family. It's disgusting. But you gotta do your due diligence. I can't even speak. Ugh. Fuck, I feel awful. But I'm dedicated. I'm gonna put out this video. Alright, today we're gonna talk about the brand new draw card, Moray of Avarice. I'm gonna be looking at the card and trying to weigh it out versus the other search cards we have. I'm gonna give you possible targets for it, and then followed by why it's kind of dog shit in a way. Hopefully you guys like this video. I sound like ass. It's okay. You guys can handle that. But before we begin, as always, please splash that like button. Then you can dead man float, because I feel miserable, on over to that buoy bell and spike that bridge. And join the reef. Hit that subscribe button. Apparently only 34% of you are subscribed. What the fuck is that shit? It's garbage. Come on, man. Help me out. You can do better. It might take an inch of movement for your wrist, and then like 1 microwatt of energy from your finger that you could click the subscribe button with. Come on, man. I make content only about mermails, because it's the only thing I give a shit about. And after you join, you can head over to the community tab, where I put questions up and polls and pictures and thoughts, and I ask you guys a bunch of shit. Speaking of community tab and communities, I started a Discord. You damn right I did. The Discord link will be in the description below, and just click it, and then you can join and be with all your reef mates, bro. We're gonna be having tournaments. We have like a meme stream, splashable tech, video ideas, deck lists. You can put all your stuff up there and share with everybody. We have chat channels like Coral Reef, which is general banter, theory crafting, which is where you go if you're thinking of something and people want to join in to help out, whatever it is. And then 3 dual rooms. If we end up needing more, we'll do more. But still, this is just the beginning. This is like the basic bitch version of the reef. But without any further delay, let's talk about Moray of Avarice. Moray of Avarice. It's a normal spell card that reads, banish 1 face up fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster you control. Draw 2 cards. You can only activate 1 Moray of Avarice per turn. So first when I read this, the picture was so shitty online, I didn't see the semicolon. So my mind was thinking, oh man, this is going to be like a Moray of Greed, small world type thing where they have to trade 1 for 1 to stop it, and there's no cost. Then I saw a 15k version of it, and I was like, fuck. Semicolon is present. Jeez. It could have been so much more, but not only that. I think the general consensus is if a card comes out as water support, some asshole is just waiting. He lets the first initial version of the card come out, and then they say, all right, pass it over to Gil, or hey Gil. That's hilarious. Yeah, Gil. Gil's the guy that makes the water card shittier. They pass it over to Gil, and Gil's like, oh man, so they could banish from the hand. Nah, let's make it from the field. Fucking Gil's at it again. Goddamn Gil. The one thing about this card that I really like is the fact that, yes, when you play Mermails, sometimes there will be an extra monster on the field that you're not doing much with, but that's generally going to be the case with somebody who is still learning or doesn't really know their lines of play all the way through. You know, I don't know. I've seen too many good Mermail players, and I'm getting there myself, where if something hits the board, it'll be used for something. So yeah, there's not a lot of waste. If you play like I used to play and you do, you know, water vomit turbo, vomit all your monsters onto the board and just splash your enemy to death, you know, that kind of shit. Yeah, you're gonna have an extra monster on board for your Moray of Avarice, but I don't know. It just depends on the player, really. I have always wanted an Allure of Darkness just for water. I've been asking for that forever. So let's read Allure of Darkness. Draw 2 cards, so you do that prior, so you can see what's in your hand. Then banish 1 dark monster from your hand, or if you don't have any in your hand, send your entire hand to the graveyard. So you get to see what you're gonna banish, right? There's no summoning it first. There's no paying a cost. You draw the cards, then you do the thing. So it can be ashed, but that's just a 1 for 1. This is what we want. This is what we want for water. Just make it Allure of Deepness. You know, something along the lines of that shit. I don't know, man. I think for the Mermail deck, they kind of missed the boat. But still, you know, at least it's something. Another draw card. Now, how does it compare to the other draw cards? Moray of Greed. Shuffle 2 water monsters from your hand into the deck, then draw 3 cards. So it replaces all 3 cards that you send to the graveyard and put back into the deck with 3 new cards, sending the deck, and just giving you a chance to get a better hand. Just fixes hands. It's really good. It's my favorite spell card for Mermails. If they ash it or whatever, okay, well, it's a 1-for-1 anyway, so fair enough. All right, Pot of Prosperity. Banish 3 or 6 cards of your choice from your extra deck, face down. That's the cost. So if that gets stopped, well, you better have known where you could go with what you have in your hand, or else it's kind of a waste. But then you just get to excavate the cards at the top of your deck and then just grab a card you want. So it gives you a little choice, but the trade-off is pretty bad. The problem with playing a combo deck, unless you're like an absolute master, you're not really going to know where you can go until things happen. So yeah, this game is a game of interaction between you and your opponent, so you never know. So I don't like to just guess ahead of time of where I'm going to be able to end up, so therefore I don't ever play Prosperity. I understand why, but I'm sure a lot of people just don't play it just because of how fucking expensive it is. But it's all around an okay card. I just personally don't like it in Mermails, but, you know, whatever. It also conflicts with draw cards of any kind. That includes extra deck monsters like Coral Dragon, Crockett Dragon. You can't use this effect if you've ever drawn cards from a card effect, so I think hands down the best draw card is still Pot of Avarice. It just does too much for the deck. Target 5 monsters in your graveyard, that's the cost. You're just targeting. Shuffle all 5 into the deck, then draw 2 cards. So that's a +2, and you recycle your materials. So Pot of Avarice absolutely is probably hands down the best draw card in all of Mermails. But I'll tell you this right now. I would take a water version of Allure of Darkness over Pot of Avarice. That's just me. I want my hand to be as big as possible right from the beginning. There's just more options on the table. But yeah, I still think right now, currently, Pot of Avarice is still better than Moray of Avarice. But yeah, on to different ways you can use Moray of Avarice. We've all had a shit hand, you know? It's a true statement, bro. You know, you have a Ronin Totem and a Teus. That's what you got lucky with. Your Teus could have gotten impermed. Well, you just use this card, banish the Teus, and then draw 2 cards, and then, hey, what do you know? You just got a Diva or something. Gives a use out of a sack of meat on the field, so. You have a Diva and an Infantry in your hand. Summon the Infantry, then the Diva, then the Neptybus, and then the Neptybus can send goons, and then add Lapis. Lapis summons itself, and then boom, you can either get rid of the Infantry or the Lapis. Yeah, like, you use up your Hulk play, and then having a Diva on board, I mean, it can be pointless sometimes if you don't have any kind of synchro plays to follow up. Just the Lapis in general, if you draw it at any point other than your first 5 and you don't need it for a Hulk play or something like that, you summon it and then you can banish it using the Moray of Avarice, and you get 2 other cards that could potentially be better than the Lapis that you drew initially. Or if you go down a long combo line and at the end of your turn, anything you summon out with Coral Anemone, any piece of shit that you don't care about banishing, you bring out a Gund and just banish it, boom, 2 cards, cool. Monster Reborn is another good card. You just use it, summon anything you don't care about, and then bam. Bahamut Shark. You know, if you're not going to go into Link with it and you just have it on board, I don't know. It's just, you can totally use Bahamut Shark for your Moray of Avarice, so. Also, your final Ronin Totem play. You used up your Totally Awesome, and you have a Ronin Totem still engraved. Well, now, you can just banish the swap, resummon the Ronin, and then use this card, and there you go. 2 more cards in your hand. Also, everybody's been here before. it's that awkward-ass hand. You have a Diva, a Neptybus, and a 1-for-1. It's just like, what is this? Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe the Moray of Avarice can actually do something. And what about, like, Kaiju Slumber? You use Kaiju Slumber, send, like, a Kumungus or some shit to their side, put a Gamma Seal on your side, and then just send it away, draw 2 cards. I don't know. These are just some ideas I'm coming up with on the fly, so... Or in this case, on the swim. I don't know. Something's wrong with me. But you know what I'm saying. There's probably 100 more. I'm just not thinking of them. But I'm saying it is a useful card. I don't think it replaces Pot of Avarice, though. That card just does too much. I don't know, man. I think it was another missed opportunity altogether. It is a good draw card, but I don't know. I think if it was from the hand, it would have been better. I think if it didn't have a cost and it'd be traded 1-for-1, then maybe it'd be better, but I don't know. Once again, water gets shafted. Don't we always? Ugh. Fucking Gil, right? Gil every time. Alright, well, before we go, I'm making this video while I'm sick, so if you don't mind, please fucking splash that like button. And you can swim on over to that buoy bell. Give it a little tap. That bell will let you know when I put out my brand new high-quality Mermail content. This is your home for Mermails. That's all I give a damn about. Join the reef, hit that subscribe button, and head over to the community tab where I constantly ask questions and get your feedback on stuff. You get sort of an inside look at what's going on the channel. You get heads up on what videos are coming up. Also, in the description below, I linked the new Discord. There is a new Discord for this channel called The Reef. It's going to actually help us get the community going, where you guys can share your builds and all kinds of shit. Yeah, head over there and get to know each other, man. Anybody I've met that plays Mermails loves water, so right out the gate, you have something in common. But either way, until next time, boys, I'm gonna go die in a bed. Bye!